And happy New Year's Eve to all of you. I'm Jason DeCanio, the host and owner of Jay's All TV channel on YouTube, where today is December 31st, 2025. And this is our final video of 2025 because, well, tomorrow is New Year's Day, and we have a lot of things that are going to take place. And I would like to share that information with you. And I won't keep you too long, maybe half hour tops to get everything in. And I have a few messages also for everyone as well. So sit back, relax. I know maybe you were probably getting ready to go and watch New Year's Rocking Eve with Ryan Seacrest in a little while. Probably went to a fireworks show. I know they're shooting fireworks outside over the development. And why am I dressed a little warm today? Well, it's about 36 degrees right now as I am recording this. 36 degrees. It's kind of like one of the lowest temperatures I think we've ever had so far. And what a way to ring in the new year with about 56 degrees tomorrow. But we don't have any snow, but just a lot of cold weather. But it's cold enough to want to put on a sweater. If you're going out, a jacket, definitely, and no shorts, unless, of course, you can tolerate so much cold. Anyways, first bit of business I want to talk to you about is currently, right now, we have 271 subscribers to our family here on Jay's All TV channel. And we got to this number. Why is this? Oh, this is a 10-second thing. I don't know why that's doing that. I don't know. I don't want to save a show for 10 seconds. Timer off. There we go. I'll put that back on. Okay. We noticed that as we were wrapping up the last show for Wipe Those Tears before we went on Christmas break, we were sitting at 169 subscribers. And while the show was going on, unknown to me, before we went on broadcast, the subscribers count jumped to 193, which, when you think about it, is a 24 count increase. So we're sitting at 193 prior to going on for the final show of 2025, going into Christmas. So we do the 2-hour show, and then, unbeknownst to me, my moderators, my team masters, they were checking the subscriber count, and it was continually going up. And when we hit the end of the show, it went up to 207 subscribers. So not only was I asking for a year-end commitment of 200 subscribers, which we already surpassed by 7, we got it. And I'm thinking, man, this is great. And we went off the air happy and celebrating. And I'm continually tracking the subscriber count. And we went from 207 subscribers to where we are now, 271. And that is a net increase of 64. Wow. Thank you so much. I know Andrew Hocking had a lot to do with this, so I thank him for promoting the channel. In fact, all my tier makers, tier masters, they promote the channel as much as they possibly can, and we thank them for it. I thank them for it personally. I don't know, we wouldn't have a show without those guys. And you guys tuning in every night to watch every week means a lot to us. We're on 2-week break right now. And I gave the guys 2 weeks off. I said, enjoy it. We'll come back on the 7th of January and start the 2026 year right off the bat with finishing up where we left off, which is the Hanna-Barbera cartoons. we're going to get done with those and work on something else. I will promise you we will have some new tier maker to work on. So don't you worry about that. There's going to be some new stuff coming up. What it's going to be about, you just have to tune in. Surprise, surprise. Okay? So that was the one bit of information, was the subscriber count. The next bit of information is that we reached over 300 videos on the channel, and that's a good thing. We're at 330 videos because I'm constantly uploading. Another good thing that we finished out for the year of 2025 is all the seasons of Joker's Wild, Tic-Tac-Toe, and Blockbusters are completely finished. Thank you to MVG Productions, who just hit 2,000 subscribers this week. Congratulations on the milestone. And thank you for allowing myself and those to come in and play our games and use your contestants to help us record the shows. It was a great, fun time. If I could go back to the beginning like Johnny Carson and do it all over again, I certainly would. But I thank Brandon Scruggs, Jason Myers, Kevin Henry, and all of those individuals who run MVG Productions with a fine-tooth comb. Keep up the good work, and thanks for allowing us to come in and on Jay's All TV channel and play our games. Speaking of games, the new shows of Card Sharks and Hot Potato will start recording sometime either January or February. We don't have an exact date. We're going to start running the material soon to record. But what we want from you guys, from MVG Productions, from the 25, even from the David 3000 Network, we want a group of 3. So get your friends together in a group of 3. Come up with a great nickname that's clean, no dirty stuff. You know what I'm talking about. And come ready to play the Bill Cohen version from 1984 of Hot Potato. And of course, we'll have Card Sharks available to you as well. I myself is hosting. Brandon Bogard, who is now my official editor, and what I like to call my second in command here on the All TV channel. He is like the executive producer. He's kind of like the director, the editor, the image makers, the logos. He is a very talented individual, and I want to thank him, wish him a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and I look forward to working with you in the future, which we've already started doing on the projects at hand. He, in fact, made the background, as you can see, of this logo. I'll take it off real quick. You won't be able to hear my mic, but if I remove myself, you'll see the logo real quick. And there it is. Okay. He did all that. I gave him a template. He put in the what they call the snowflake effect for the TV channels. You know, when you when it goes to, you know, goes off the air, that's what you see. So he put that animation in there, and I think that really added a lot of depth to the channel. One of the questions I don't think has ever come up is, why did I drop the sports part of the on the TV channel? Well, let's put it this way. Sports coverage is very hard to do sometimes unless you do it in a way where you're not subject to copyright, because you can do the play-by-play. However, you can't have any kind of noise from the announcers coming into the stream. So you can't even show any video footage of anything. All you can show is yourself looking at another screen and giving a play-by-play and probably putting up some scores on the scoreboard like we did a long time ago. It's very difficult, and especially for a 3-hour game, baseball or football, it's a very time-consuming game. So kudos to Brandon Martin, who continues to do those play-by-plays. I hope to work with you and maybe sit in with one of your football commentaries. That would be nice. So we dropped the sports part of the channel, but that doesn't mean that there's not much else to view on this channel. Oh, there's plenty more. Jay's Retro Toys and Games, folks. In fact, we're going to change the the background and show you for. We don't have Jay's Retro Toys or Games on here because it's done recorded. And then what we do is I put it together editing with a slideshow presentation with pictures. But you guys have really put the views on those console war gaming systems. The views have spoken for them. I think every time I upload a retro toy or game episode, the channel comes alive. The views are off the charts. So thank you very much for making season 4 of Jay's Retro Toys and Games one of the most enjoyable, watchable seasons to view. The views are there, and we're real close to 30,000 views. In fact, I think we're at 29,681. So we're almost less than about 219, views to 30,000. Love to see that number get there before tomorrow, but I'm hopeful. But Jay's Retro Toys and Games still will be on its regular schedule, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it'll be uploaded and ready to go for you to view and watch and enjoy. And I do leave the comments open so you can comment on the particular episode. As long as the comments are clean, I will post them. If there's any kind of hate or any kind of trolling or any of that sort, the comments automatically get deleted. So don't go that route. Please stick to the script, stick to the show, ask your question pertaining to that episode, and we'll be glad to answer it for you. Okay? The channel is clean, and it's going to stay clean. We're running a well-oiled machine here, and I've got a group of people that are helping me as well, and I want to thank them very much. In fact, I want to start off with Brandon Bogard. This guy is all over the place. He's an up-and-coming. In fact, he's not even an up-and-coming. He's been there. He knows exactly what he's doing. Okay, his editing skills are phenomenal. And any person who takes him on as a sidekick is liquid gold. Okay? And there are a lot of you guys out there with great editing skills, wonderful imaging and logos, developers. More power to you when you join any of these groups and help us get the program up and running or ready to go whenever we need you. And we thank you for your tireless work. Okay. Another gentleman who I'd like to thank, Jason Kelly, great announcer. And he's been with me since 2011 as an announcer of the Queens New Yorker. Nick Jones, who is the original composer for She's My Pumpkin Pie. And that was the song that we use and have been using for the 11 seasons that we've been on Spotify and YouTube. And speaking of the Queens New Yorker, that's my baby. That is my show. It's been that for a while. I put it on hold for 2 weeks, take a break. Same with the Legacy of Queens. And the reason being is because, just like all of our shows, we try to take breaks and we try to go a different route and, give you so much information to process into your minds here. We don't want to overstimulate you. One thing I did notice about some of the shows that I upload is I try to make them no more than about 20 minutes long. Because after 20 minutes, with our short attention spans, and we're all guilty of it, because I can scroll, and if I get bored, I start shooting, and I start going in another direction. So I look at different things. So the duration of time, if the show is, fun and exciting, and I'm getting involved with it, I'll stick with it. And you're the same way too. If you watch it for a couple of minutes, and if you like it, you stay with it. If you don't like it, you move on. But it counts as a view, one way or another. I've noticed too a lot, there are still some people who don't like my shows. Thumbing it down is not going to change anything as far as that's concerned. And I know who the haters are out there. This end of year message is not geared toward the haters. It's geared toward those who support the channel. And there's a lot of thank yous out there. And if I don't get to name you personally, I apologize profusely. Another person who I'd like to thank is Brandon Scruggs and all those guys over at MGG Productions. David St. Dennis, congratulations on 200 episodes on your channel and you're getting close to 2,000 subscribers as well. I hope you make that milestone. Okay. David and I still talk on rare occasions. He sends me a message every once in a while. He's very busy with life, and we all have lives outside of this, this medium that we're doing here. And that's another thing I want to talk to you about. In 2026, I just got back recently doing some part-time work. Most of me do DoorDash and Uber Eats, but I actually finally got a W-2 job part-time cleaning post offices. It's really interesting. It's fun. Been doing that since September. So my mornings and part of my afternoons, 5 days a week, have been basically dedicated to working and helping the post offices run a well-oiled machine. Still looking for a full-time job with benefits. So in 2026, my job hunting is still looking forward. I'm not giving up. And if I do happen to get something where I have to work a 12-hour shift 4 days a week, I will. However, there is still upsides to these things. It's going to be day shift. There's going to be no overnights, no weekends, possibly no holidays if I can help that. Okay. One of the jobs I'm hoping to go and get is a 12-hour, 4-day on, 3-day off. Starts at 6:30 in the morning, ends at 6:30 at night. If I get that job, my Wednesday becomes my Friday, and the guys at Wipe Those Tears will be happy to know that I'll be able to join them every Wednesday night without having to sacrifice. Now, here is something that I'm going to implement for the 2026 season. As you know, Brandon Bogard is my right-hand man. As if all the guys on Wipe Those Tears, they contribute. But Brandon Bogard, I am offering you. In fact, I am hiring you as my substitute host for Wipe Those Tears whenever I need that to happen. I do not want to cancel the show if I can help it, but if I get sick, if I need to run an emergency where I'm caught up in something that I won't be able to make the show on Wednesday night, I'm giving you that full opportunity to take over the show and do a 2-hour show with the tier guy, with the tier makers. I hope you will accept the invitation and know that I leave it in your hands because you have access to the StreamYard account because I made you a chairperson, and you have access to all of the sound effects plus whatever you have. So if that happens where I cannot make it, the show will not be canceled. The show will go on, and Brandon Bogard will be your substitute host for that episode. It will count as a regular episode, whatever tier we're doing. And just so you know, if a tier master has to miss, fair enough. Life comes before everything else. Okay, and I treat my tier makers very well, and they're respected highly. And when they need a day off, a week off, they get it. When the holidays come, you guys get all the holidays off. A lot of people ask me, well, these guys contractually, are they free to do other things? Yes, you guys are free to do other things. You are not contractually, you didn't sign a contract to be on this Wipe Those Tears. You came back and made a commitment, and I'm honoring that commitment. Because if you told me I'm going to miss or I got a new job and I may not be able to make Wednesday nights, no problem. We have enough people to cover. If one person has to step down, two people have to step down, whatever the case may be. Right, those tiers will go on as much as we possibly can. If I'm having a problem with an issue, there will be a situation where Brandon Bogard will then step in. Okay. But the other tier masters, Gianni, I know you got to work. Scott, I know you're obligated with MVG Productions sometimes, and that Wednesday night, you're filling in, you're hosting a game show, or you're participating in it. Not a problem. Just let me know, and we can take care of that, and we'll see you the next week, as they say. Okay. As far as the chat sessions, and this is again, I'm thinking about opening the chat sessions again, but again, it's going to come down to honesty. It's going to come down to respect. And it's going to come down to my moderators really looking at the comments and kicking people out if need be. I do not want to kick people out. I do not want to have to stop and be distracted when we're working on this show or any of the shows for that matter. I'd like to do more live interactions with everybody, but on this one, yes, this is live, and there are 2 people watching right now. Thank you very much. Happy New Year to all of you who are watching. I want to do more live interaction, so hopefully with From the Stretch, which is our new show coming up, in the works. Well, I have the logos and everything ready to go. From the Stretch is basically going to be anything and everything. It could be history. It could be my weight loss journey, which is another thing I'm going to be doing. I also started uploading some spiritual hours, and I noticed that my subscribers have taken to that very well. In fact, the views show themselves really well. They were meant for my people in the Facebook group, but because Spotify decided to be copyright infringement, I went ahead and transferred everything over to YouTube and uploaded the videos there to this channel. So we're going to have religious program. We're going to have the spiritual hour. We're going to have From the Stretch, and Versus is coming back as well. In fact, you guys have done. I would like to see you guys participate more in Versus. It's a participation show that our subscribers can take a look at. If you have a suggestion for Versus and you'd like me to pair 2 products or companies and pit them up against each other, let me know. That would be great. Drop me a line. You have access to the group pages on Jay's All TV channel. In fact, that Facebook group is sitting at 43 members, and we'd like more members of that group. Hopefully, it can grow as well too. It is a private group, I understand, and so of course not a lot of people have access to it unless they know me personally or a friend of the friend. So all of those who are subscribers to this channel, and if you're part of the Facebook group page, what I would hope to ask from you, given the status, if you'd like to be a administrator or a moderator of that group page, so that way you can invite people in so we can get more members on the group page, let me know and I will upgrade you to a moderator and you'll have admin privileges. Okay. Right now, I think Scott McVeigh is part of that. And I think also Brandon Bogard. If you haven't, I'm going to upgrade you in that group so we can get more people to join the group, so that they'll be in touch. They'll, be communicating and know what's going on. Because like I said, every episode I make, regardless of what show it is, gets posted to that Facebook group, Jay's All TV channel. It also gets posted to the YouTube subscriber page that's on Facebook that I run and another gentleman runs. And then, let's see, what else? We talked about Versus. We talked about From the Stretch. We talked about Wipe Those Tears. The game shows that will be coming up soon. I'm coming up to the half-hour mark, and I'm going to end it at the 30-minute mark. What else do we have on this program? We're going to, like I said, more spiritual hours. And I'm working on some new programs, hopefully with some of my tier masters. I'd like to do a show with Johnny. I'd like to do a show. I'm going to probably do a show with one of my friends from high school, And we're going to be working on a mental, physical, and spiritual show. I think we're going to work from the stretch on that one. What I want to do is do like what David St. Dennis does, interview people. I've had great interviews with some fantastic people in 15 years. So I hope that we'll be able to get that going in the 2026 year. Now, with the 5 minutes left that I have, I got to get something off my chest. Now, this may upset people. This may, steer it. Whatever the case. We interact on this channel very much. We don't bring our political oppositions. We don't bring our religious things into the channel. And if we do, we respect it. We debate it. Fair enough. The one thing I will allow, but to a point, you don't have to agree with me. In fact, you can disagree. You can, but that should not stop you from the commitment that you made to the show that you're involved with or the channel. Okay. I respect everybody's political and religious where you stand on those. Okay. So before anybody says, "Oh, he's a two-timer," he's a backstabber. No. In 2026, I'm working on myself just as much as anybody else who's working on themselves to be better people. We're going to stand for what we believe in. We are American people. I'm Italian American, okay? And whatever culture you are, that's fine. As long as we don't force anything on anybody at any given time, okay? We've seen a lot of that in our country right now where people are trying to force things on us or threaten us because of our religious or political beliefs with violence. And that will not be tolerated on this channel or anything with it. If I find out that that's the case in the comments or the hate or any kind of chat sessions, I will be the first to speak up about it. Okay? I will not tolerate it. And I know those who work with me and on the Team Maker show, you don't tolerate it either. You can have your, chats, but when we come on to the program, we're strictly working on this program to bring it to you with professionalism, honesty, integrity, and respect. Okay? That's the bottom line of it. And like I said before, this is not a channel to rant on. You're not going to see me come here every week and rant about things that happen. No. Like I said, the one live show that we have is Wipe Those Tears. It's on Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock. Goes on till 11 o'clock, sometimes a little over, depending on what we're working on. We're going to have Factor Crap coming back as well. And we'll probably implement some new games. We'll talk about that when we come back on January 7th. So, with one more minute left, I want to say thank you to everybody for 2025. It was a great year. This has been a great opportunity. And I look forward to working with you in 2026. That subscriber count continue to go up. Don't forget to hit that like button. Start commenting. And we can go on and have a great time in 2026. But it starts with you and your great support. I'll keep producing the shows. You keep watching. If you have any impact, feedback, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you again for tuning into this program tonight. I will see you in the new year. And remember always to be honest, be real, and keep it simple, stupid kiss. Good night.